Hi and welcome to Trade Bitcoin. Uh, or do not trade. Like I've been saying, it's dangerous. But welcome to look how I trade Bitcoin and hopefully learn something valuable. At least the most valuable thing to learn is not to trade, and that's pretty much. So I'd like to before we head to the situation we are currently at, I want to point out one thing. First of all, I'm not a financial advisor, so do not do what I do. This is just a personal diary for me to follow my trades concerning Bitcoin after several years uh, after this thing. Okay, I will update my pinned tweet probably today because now we are uh, in that situation where it's pretty obvious. Uh, in theory, it's obvious what will happen. We are in this same situation I've been talking about like last 3 months, but so basically again nothing has changed in the bigger picture. But I want to point out one thing because I'm disturbed by the way people are doing stuff. You can disagree, but if you do, you are you are of course wrong. So what I'm sorry about this whole laser show. It's because I want to be able to show you uh, those important lines what I have been drawing. Actually, this is not important anymore. Uh, yes. So I have seen for several days people drawing I'll mark this as blue because blue is an ugly color and I don't like it. Have been marking a triangle like this and making the triangle's bottom from. Oh God, let's do it on daily. That's easier. Mm-mm-mm-mm-mm. There you go. Have been making a triangle like this, and now when it's broken up, they're like, "Whoa, yeah! Oh my God, it's breaking up." This can happen, and then those people are, in my opinion, uh, not. They are misinterpreting the chart and the wave structure. If you're using Elliott wave and still drawing triangles like this, then I don't consider you an Elliott wave trader, or at least that's not you're not using that theory as a main part of your trading, or then you at least don't comprehend the purpose of the theory. Because when you're drawing patterns, like I've said in multiple times, you have to identify the wave structure inside the pattern. And in this case, if you are drawing patterns and then identifying the waves inside them or other way around, you have to look the trend we are at currently. So because we are going down, we can't just decide that, hey, this is some kind of top where we start the drawing and then move to the next top and the next top. Yes, it looks like it works, and it kind of does, but it's I will try to explain this the best as I can. You can't do it on this like this if we are going down. The first point where you should be, if you want to draw this point here and that point and then move it through this point, you cannot then if we are going down, you cannot disregard this point. Why is that? Because we are going down and this is the bottom before we head up. So if you want to draw it correctly, you should be doing it like this. Like this, and make it like an ugly expanding shit that it is. Then it doesn't look pretty, doesn't it? No, it doesn't. Why it doesn't? Because this wave structure ends here and then starts a new wave structure to the other side. And if we make a drawing like this on a downtrend, same applies in the uptrend. You can't just draw a line from the it would be saying that I just decide to draw a line starting from here and then wait for the next possible bottom, which will likely be somewhere around there, and then draw it from there to the top. No, you have to then make a note of that line there, because that is the bottom if we are going up. Okay, well, that was the point. I hope you understood something. One thing to that, to explain it more, what gives us the right to make the line here? It doesn't make any sense to start drawing that line from there, because we cannot decide that this is any kind of top in any kind of move. Why don't we just draw it from there? It's the same thing, even if you don't agree that it's the same thing. It is basically the same thing. You can draw it from there to the next top, and then look that, oh god, that doesn't work, it looks like shit. So, so my English is so bad that I can't explain this in English, but like I've said before, if you are drawing patterns, you have to understand the structure inside them. Then you can avoid false breakouts. Many people I saw drawing this triangle from there to there was stating that we will break down because triangles tend to follow the previous trend. So according to them, this should have broken down, and they got a false they got a breakout to the upside now. And you can avoid those so-called false breakouts if you identify the wave structure, because then you know that it's not going in that direction. So when you are if you are drawing a triangle, it's like A B C D E structure, or it's ABC structure, and the triangle as a five-way structure will be incomplete, and then it breaks to the direction you believe it will break, because you know the wave structure. Now, like I said, I really don't want to listen this video afterwards, because I probably sound like shit. So we are heading to that 4,500, 4,700 area. And if you're wondering why, you can look from the first video I've made to the following videos, because it's explained there why we are heading there and why we are dumping after that. But let's go to this current set to point out what will probably happen in small time frame. I'm not interested in that. I got filled partially too long in here, as I've stated in here, that when it will touch again there I will enter. I'm not fully filled, because I believe that we will hit approximately there one more time. We didn't. We just left there, so I'm only partially long and relatively small position again, because when I ladder my bids when I'm entering long, I will my biggest fills are in near the so-called main target, because that lowers my average and reduces my risk. It's just my strategy. Some might think it's stupid, but I don't, and I'm always right, of course. So I assume that this was the first wave up in this big C wave going up, and the second wave retraced. Either it retraced here or retraced there. I believe it retraced here, and this is yes, it retraced there. In my opinion, it retraced there. Some might think it retraced there, and that was the first subwave of some sort. But this is currently how I see it. All the same. But let's get to this point. So this red five-wave series is, in my opinion, the subwaves of the first wave of this third wave of this C wave, and I'm expecting. I make a point here. This is irrelevant for me because I'm staying in my relatively pathetic long position until we hit 4,400. I will be closing there or slightly below it. But if somebody's interested what will probably happen next, I'm expecting us to make approximately 1-to-1 relations to this first wave, this fifth wave, to hit almost 4k, 390.95 to be exact. Why 390.95? Because, like I said, it's almost 1-to-1 to this A. That's one point. The second point is that there is a 4-hour capper, which is not the kind of capper I like, because it has been raped once. And if we, by what I'm meaning about raping my, that's a lousy term, I don't use it after this. What I mean by that is that it has already closed once below this, and then started to go up there and then broken it. But yes, I don't like the formation of this, but currently that's the first 4-hour capper there is to make some kind of resistance. That's one thing. The other thing was that 1-to-1 relation, as I said, and why I think this third wave has ended. I'll explain it here. If you look at this first wave and its retracement, it retraced 0.618, and if you look at this possible third subwave, it retraced almost 0.382 there, and that for me would indicate that it's done. So what happens? Where does this retrace after that? I don't expect this to retrace more than 0.382. I don't expect it to go this low, but it's possible, or even this low. I don't think we will try to test that support zone anymore. I still have bits here, but I don't expect them to be filled. If they do, then fine. Probably won't. But like I've been saying for several months, I'm a conservative, slow, simple-minded trader, and I like to make bigger moves and just be patient and wait stuff. So my main interest is to enter short in this area. So this is where my asks are stacked, right around here. Can it go higher? Yes, it can, but if you look at the previous videos, like I said, it's they probably won't, because I don't expect this green 4 to retrace much higher, because the green 4, because the green 2 uh, retraced already 0.618 on up there. But like I said, I will update the pin tweet. There was a target for this move as 280.60, so we missed that quite a lot. It fell to approximately to 3,120 area. I closed my shorts earlier, as you remember, so I didn't caught up in this short position. I managed to close it several times. Those were good trades. No, not very much good trades since here. There I entered short, as you remember, because that was also the target for my pin tweet. Uh, Pin tweet to us go there. But I was when we hit this that first time we went there, I expected that would be the top, and then when I saw the volume rising, I was considering that we will pump, and after that I've been drawing this ABC, and that's several months now. Not several months, 2 months. 3 months. No, 2 months. Just yes. Now this started to talk unnecessary bullshit. But yes, I could have been wrong, but I ultimately wasn't. Yet, of course, we might still dump. I have a backup plan, but I won't trade that backup plan. Then I'm just missing out the drop if we make it. And still, like I've been saying, this is the area where I will enter long if we decide not to pump there, which I doubt. And this is the area where I will enter short. And what I'm expecting after that, when we pump there, I'm expecting us to hit this zone, which is about 2k to 1,650. This would be the so-called sniper target, where I have bits waiting when the time comes, but also I am starting to ladder them from here. This is a large percentual difference from 2k to 1,650. It's not 20%, but almost 20% from this point to there. So that's quite big, but not a problem for me. And then I'm expecting one more bounce before the last drop. Depending how low this will go, eventually, will define the next bounce. Actually, I'm believing that this will not go much higher than 3.5k by the time, but we shall see. And the last wave down, if I'm optimistic, it will end here. If I'm pessimistic, it will end in 650. And if there will be a total annihilation, then it can head anywhere between 0 and 1,000. If some of you says that it can't go below $100 or something like that shit, then you don't actually understand the markets and how they function. So everything is possible. be aware of that. So that's the reason why I'm not a hodler, and I never will be a hodler, because I have no ideology behind this. This is just an asset class for me. Okay, that's about it. Don't don't kill me verbally in the comments. Uh, as I have stated before, I'm a sensitive person, and I might cry, and if I cry, then I can make bad decisions, and that's always depressing to be sad. Right? So don't hurt my feelings. I'm a sensitive person. Stay safe. Do not trade. It's dangerous. You will lose your money and your house and your car and your wife and your kids and your dog and all your other possible pets. So, goodbye. Thanks for watching.